Hey everyone, I've got this 95 SeaDoo GTX Bombardier that I'm actually working on, and I pulled off the top end because I needed a new gasket in there, and I want to show you guys how this works because there's not a ton of videos on it, and I'm going to jump right in here and show you where I'm at. So this is the top piece, obviously, from the head gasket. The first step that you're going to do is you're going to unplug the plug on the top. Just pull it off. Take your spark plugs out. You're going to disconnect. Now this one had the oil system disconnected previously, but if this is connected, you're going to pull off your hose here. You're going to pull off your hose here. You can go ahead and unbolt these. The nice thing I like to do when I'm learning how to do something or want to keep track of my parts, I lay out a little diagram on my paper and draw it. So these are my bolts that are going to go on the top of my head gasket. This is the underside. Now this is the inside down here, which I've got cleaned out real nice. You want to make sure there's no gunk, sludge crap in there. Now these are the jugs. This is where my gasket was that needed replaced, and this thing was rattling a lot, and it was shooting the water out of the back side of one of these jugs, and that's how I knew that seal was shot. Now this is the exhaust manifold here, and I took all this off in one piece, but before I put it back together, I'm actually going to take off this exhaust manifold and put these in one at a time, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to do that. But before I do, since I'm over here, this is their exhaust clip, which you put this copper, ultra copper exhaust gasket sealer on there. You got to have that stuff. This is my kit that I actually got on eBay. It was the best price, and I got it in just a few days. Full gasket kit for the SeaDoo. But let me show you over here inside what we got. So this is where your jugs go and your head gasket and all that good stuff. I'm sure you're seeing that if you've got one of these. And you want to clean these up real good. Make sure there's no gunk and sludge and, you know, any debris in there as well. Now the trick when you go put these back on, these rings right here, you want to make sure, now when you spin these rings, they're going to catch. And there's a little notch inside there. And once it catches that notch, you will be able to compress this ring and hold it in place while you slip the jug over. It's crucial that you keep these rings in place and compress them as you do the jugs. So I will take the exhaust manifold off and put the jugs on one at a time. Now, once I get those on there, and I'll tell you another little trick. I'm going to put a little 2-cycle oil around these pistons to help kind of slide over there and keep it lubricated while I'm doing that process. Then I'll go ahead and put back on the exhaust manifold. This is where that exhaust seal goes, that clip. This piece is going to come over here, and then that will bolt back on to the manifold. Then I'll go ahead and hook back up my hoses, put the head gasket top part back on, all my bolts back in, and pretty much just button it all up. So hopefully this is helpful, and I appreciate you checking it out, and good luck with it.